Hello, and welcome to our Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone slash
Philosopher
Philosopher's Stone
Stone.
commentary, depending on which side of the pond you're on. I guess we should say Philosopher's Stone first, and then Sorcerer's Stone, because apparently American publisher thinks that American kids are too dumb to know
Yeah.
what a philosopher is. I don't know why, but because I was like, I've heard of a philosopher's stone, like in alchemy and stuff like that. But what the
Yeah.
hell's a sorcerer's stone? And then I found out, oh no, the book is actually called the Sorcerer's Stone. And I was like, oh well, that makes a hell of a lot more sense.
The OG Dumbledore
OG
here.
Dumbledore. Now, quick little, I guess, omission of guilt or whatever you want to call it. I've read all three of the first three Harry Potter books and half of Goblet of Fire. That is unfortunately, the extent of my reading. I know. Shame on me. But you've read all the books, correct?
Oh yeah,
Oh
man.
yeah. So
When Deathly Hallows came out, I bought it at the midnight, because they actually did midnight book openings or whatever I guess you'd call it,
yep.
and I read it in a day,
Damn.
one day.
Now here's my question right here. This shot here. I love whenever they do stuff like this, like the silhouette. But I probably wonder was this done for maybe to save a little money? Just so you
Probably,
have
and
to show
also
that
because
you're...
it wouldn't have probably looked very nice.
Well, like, again, but that's the thing too. Even when you have the technology to do something, I've always been a big fan of sometimes not always just throwing it right there in your face.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, CGI is a great tool, but sometimes I think it's more. It adds a bit more especially because we haven't, in terms of the movies, we have not yet been introduced to the Wizarding World yet. So I kind of like how they're kind of keeping some of the magic a little hidden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Till we get the full on, because I think we really need to experience it full on through Harry's eyes.
Yeah.
Hagrid. Now, this would be very shortly after Harry's parents were killed, correct?
Yeah. You know, so when I was younger, I thought everyone who read Harry Potter was nerds. I was like, you guys are nerds! And then this movie came
Careful
out.
what you say on here.
This movie came out. I went and saw it, and I'm like, holy shit, Harry Potter's awesome!
I think
So then I went back and read them all.
Oh, I think that's honestly how it was for a lot of people. I mean, I had kind of heard the same thing too. Like, oh, Harry Potter, it's that stupid kids book. Da, da, da,
Well, see,
da.
it's
And
also
then I started watching the
interesting what
movies.
got me really into reading and books.
Well, that's kind of Harry Potter's the biggest legacy I think of these books is that it got a lot of kids into reading books.
Yeah.
And I think the movies help that too. I mean, the movies kind of help get people interested in the books because people wanted more. They
Yeah.
wanted more of the books. They wanted, they wanted more Harry Potter. And until the next movie came out, the only thing you had was the books. So people started reading the books and were like, "Hey, these books are pretty damn good." But I love how this whole opening is.
You just gotta wait
Funny.
11 years.
It's funny the actor who plays Hagrid, Robbie Coltrane. I remember seeing him doing an interview shortly after this movie came out, and he even said he wasn't sure if he was going to commit to all the movies or if he would. I think he was contractually obligated for maybe 3 or 4 movies. I'm not sure on that. I love how they do that.
Yeah.
But so depending on what again, where you guys are watching this, it might say Philosopher's Stone instead of Sorcerer's Stone. Again, I don't know. I think it's dumb they changed the name. And a very, very young
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe. This actress right here, I forget her name, but she was in the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh my god.
I remember
that movie.
that movie. Oh man.
What an ass.
Oh man. It's just like.
Ah.
But you see, and that's the thing. Oh, what a dick. See,
I
but that's
know.
the thing. As much as I love the story, I could never relate to Harry because I would have not handled this the same way.
Yeah.
Like Harry is just. I don't want to call him passive aggressive. I think it's just passive. Like I would have been fucking just like just. I would have been in trouble all the time. Because the thing, he's in trouble all the time. He gets treated like shit all the time. So my motto was always like, if I'm gonna be the villain, if you're gonna vilify me, then you know what? Give me a chance to play the role because then I can get something out of it. So I would have been a nightmare.
Oh my god.
Wow. And damn. And the funny thing is, I've known kids like that growing up. It seems so cartoonish, but I've literally known kids like
That's
that.
awful.
Yeah, it is. And I remember being a kid, and I would look at them, and I'm thinking, and again, I wasn't a poor kid. I mean, I didn't come from privilege or anything, but we did okay, and blah blah blah. But I wasn't like I didn't come from money, and I went to school on the other side of the tracks and all that kind of thing. But I would see kids like that sometimes, and I would be like, "Holy shit, dude! Like, really? Like it just blew my mind." So I don't know. Whenever I see movies or read books of characters like that, it always just irks me because I'm just like, they're played for comedic effect. Yeah, like this kind of thing. It's played for laughs. But for me, I just start remembering. I get angry.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. You get me. His face there.
Oh, what?
Even though knowing what I know about the
Yeah.
franchise as a whole, this is kind of a sweet moment. Like, wow, he can talk to the animals, but actually, it's because he's talking to the snake,
Yeah.
and the snake understands him, and he understands the snake. Kind of, that's a kind of a warning for something else to come. Am I right?
Sorry.
You just watching the movie.
I got entranced.
Got entranced. It's a commentary. This is work. But I was gonna say, because this right here, because we're supposed to be ignorant to everything.
Yeah, because he's a.
Oh Jesus! But again, because he can actually talk to that snake, that's actually a sign of something not so great. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've seen these movies.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying. That's that smile.
That snake's got no interest in you. I always kind of pictured it just being like, thanks, and, lifting a hat off its head.
Well, this.
Well,
Yeah, I was gonna say it does say something. I thought.
But I always picture it like
With the
somehow
hat?
have a magic hat that is on his head.
Like tips his head. Or he use like the end of his tail and kind of like.
Oh my god, yes.
Like this. I like it's just being a dick to people now.
I know.
Like,
And then they'll catch it later, or they'll shoot it on sight. 'Cause that's how these things work in zoos.
this is what it's like in real life, folks, not the movies. That's funny though. I love
Or
how
scream.
for him early on his powers kind of manifest themselves by reflex, by accident, and I love like right away. The irony is they know what's up.
Yeah.
It's so weird to think that this wizarding world is so secret, hairy, so special, and these people are the muggles. They're the normal ones. Yet the irony is they know all about it.
Yeah.
They're in on it, and it's one of the things you start to realize early on that this world of this wizarding world, which is sexist by the way, because wizards refers to men and females are witches, so it should be why can't it be the witchity world? You know why? This is a man's world, but
Witchy.
the witchity world. That's me
Oh my
being
God.
progressive. Yeah,
This outfit.
my
God, his face.
Yeah, there's a lot of unfortunateness going on. But I was gonna say, it kind of shows you that there are basically it's a kind of a again, it's why I kind of like also like urban fantasy where there's a lot of quote unquote normal people who kind of know what's going on. Like again, they live normal lives, they have normal jobs, they live in a normal neighborhood. Yet they know about Hogwarts, they know about witches, they know
Yeah.
about supernatural creatures. Yet they go on living their life with the knowledge that all this stuff exists. It's about elephant skin. That's clever. Again, I like to. He's wearing like kind of oversized clothes,
I know.
even though like that was kind of the look of the '90s. Just baggy clothes, a lot of flannel. For me. But no, again, I like right away that again, Well, it's kind of sad because he doesn't even know why they're treating him so poorly. He doesn't even know why
Such an
why he's
ass.
treated like garbage.
Oh shit!
Yep. Look, oh,
His face.
such intense eyes. But yeah, no, again, that's what, and that's what's kind of it's really tragic about his character in this is that it's just like he's been kind of just those owls are so awesome.
I know.
But he's basically just been treated like garbage his whole life, and he has no clue. And they do, you know. And the irony is that I can't quite figure out: are they afraid of him, or do they resent him? Because if they're afraid of him, I'm kind of like,
Well,
I wouldn't want to provoke him, like because if his powers manifest and he can kind of start controlling them or using them, well, do you really want to be on his bad side?
yeah.
And that's kind of the thing too. I'd almost say it behooves him to let him go because he's basically at this point almost like a kid with a gun. You know what I mean? It's like it better to
Yeah.
train them.
Well, I think it's funny because obviously, like, you end up finding out. Honestly, what is it? It's really I can't remember which of the books it is. It's like 5, 6, or 7. I'm pretty sure it's like 5 or 6. You find out that her sister, you know, was a witch, and that's why she was
Well,
on the
she even
super
I think she says it in here,
Not in this one.
isn't it? I'm pretty sure in this movie.
Well, I guess yeah, but like
But you see there, and
don't
again,
hear
I think
about
for
it
her
till,
it is
like-
resentment because she acts like she hates them.
yeah,
But deep down, what kid wouldn't want someone to show up at their door and tell them that? I love looking at his face here. But I'm kind of like, dude, these people have like magical powers. Do you think this is gonna stop them? And here's the thing: do you really want to stop?
his face is
I
scary.
know. But yeah, no. So it just because again, I was thinking like I guess his aunt there. It's one of those things where I'm sure deep down, well, probably not even that deep down, she wanted to go to Hogwarts. I'm
Yeah.
sure if she had gotten the letter, she would have been thrilled about it. But her whole life, she was like, "No, I'm the sister to the witch. I'm the plain one. I'm the normal one." So rather than just accepting the fact that she has no magical abilities,
Well, and it got her killed,
huh?
and that was the big thing, I think.
Well, that too, but I think ultimately it comes from a place of jealousy. Like, why not me? Like I said, I mean, what kid wouldn't want to be? It's like when you watch X Men. It's like, what kid wouldn't want to go to the Xavier school, find out they have special powers, and go to a school where they can learn to have superpowers?
I like how he feels he needs to grab one of these out of the air rather than one of the many on the floor.
It makes for a better shot.
I know.
Jesus Christ, this is scary. But yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting, and I think it's just a lot of. It's easier than to just hate the person than it is to kind of accept, which is kind of sad, but. But again, where they can't find us, then that's the thing. Geez, that's a bit excessive, but
Yeah.
but again, it's like they
Also,
them.
very dangerous.
They have this. Jesus Christ. Like, again, it's like you would think though it'd make more sense to send him there because again, if his powers are manifesting, better that he learns how to control them because if he can't really control them too well and he ends up and he hates you when he gets older and he becomes like a moody, pissed off teenager who can shoot like a fireball out of his hand or whatever, who knows. It's like you really want him under your roof because that's the thing too about Hogwarts. They don't. There we go. Santa.
Right?
If I was Santa Claus, this is how I would come to your house and deliver presents.
That'd be terrifying.
I love that shot. Love that shot. Hagrid just looks like a beast. And for him, they used what? Like a lot of like smaller sets around him and like kind of just like projection, like
I think so.
placement in the shot.
Similar to what they did in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and like way back when Darby O'Gill and the Little People. He looks like he cares a lot.
I know, right?
God, it's just so funny to think. You look at Daniel Radcliffe now, and you realize just how long ago
Oh
these.
my god, I know.
I remember when he got cast. It was such a big deal when all these guys were announced. They brought him on TV, and I was just
Yeah.
like, wow. And everyone was saying too, like, "Yep, these kids are going to be like megastars." And sure enough, he was basically Millie Bobby Brown before Millie Bobby
I
Brown.
know.
Yeah, see, that's why you want to send Harry to Hogwarts, so he doesn't turn into 11 and start like snapping necks with his mind. Like, okay,
Right?
like, no. Like, go let that kid get all learned up. Like, don't just keep pissing him off. I mean, Hagrid just shot fireballs out of an umbrella. What happens when Harry grows up because a moody 15-year-old kid who hates his aunt uncle and now can shoot fireballs? Do you really want that under your roof? Um, I'm a what?
I know, right? I kind of
Yeah, and see, they're like, fuck.
And I'm just thinking of that one YouTube video.
Yeah. But I love right here. He's not like I can't be a wizard, and not like wizards don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
See again, and I also think that like with X-Men and any kind of like coming of age story where people find they have abilities, one of the things I think J.K. Rowling did really well even in the books is that one of the hardest part in anyone's life is you're becoming an adolescent, you're growing pains, and so much of what you're going through feels strange and alien to you sometimes. And it can also make you feel very alone in the world because even though everyone goes through it, when it's happening to you, it's happening to you, and you kind of feel like it's just me. And wouldn't it be great to find out that no, these things that are so difficult for me are actually making me special, and there are others like me, right? Like,
Yeah,
see
well,
right there.
but she elaborates on it later.
Well, she elaborates on it, but see right there, you're getting used to that's what it all comes from. She was jealous. She wanted it to be her. Yeah, see, and that's how she justifies it. It's like, oh, I'm not a witch. Well, that's fine because being a witch is bad. That it's a bad
Yeah.
thing. So I'm the lucky one. Haha. You know what I mean? But again, if she had gotten the letter, she would have been overjoyed. Look at him just
Fucking-
eating that cake. What a little shithead. Okay. I love that.
Give you a little piggy tail.
Harry just loves it. Again, but like I said, this is again every kid's dream is to find out the thing that you think makes you kind of a freak or different and makes you special. And again, other people are like you, and there's a place for you where there's all these people like you, and you won't be judged for for what you are.
Yeah.
Even though he kind of is judged because on top of being a wizard, he's extra special. But
It's funny. I forgot in the. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
use your words.
Yeah. They gave him contacts to make his eyes green, but only in this movie.
Harry's.
Yeah, because obviously his mom was supposed to have green eyes. Wow, that footage quality looks a lot worse. It did. But yeah, normally he's got brown eyes in the rest of the series. Doesn't he?
I'm not sure.
Pretty sure he does.
Well, it could be like Hermione's hair, where like with those the first
Or
couple.
was it her? The mom was supposed to have blue eyes. No, she's supposed to
Wow.
have green eyes.
Wow.
I
What
know.
a terrible fan you are.
I am a terrible fan. I'm ready for the hate, guys.
Yep. But it's kind of like Hermione's hair. Hermione's always supposed to have that big bushy.
Well,
I love
yeah.
that little nod he does. But Hermione's always supposed to have that big bushy mane of hair, and she only basically has it for like what, the first 2 movies.
Yeah.
And
And then
then-
she got pretty, and they're like, "Oh, we can't give her fluffy hair anymore."
Yeah, I know.
Not that she's not pretty, but
Oh
you
no,
know.
I know what you mean, but yeah, when. I love this. I love the idea of like having there kind of being like a secret world within the world. That's what I like about urban fantasy. I mean, for those of you guys who wonder what I mean by urban fantasy, urban fantasy would be something like Harry Potter, the Dresden Files, what are basically fantasy that takes place in the modern day in our world. Hellboy is another example of urban fantasy. It doesn't take place a long time ago or some far off land. It takes place in the here and now, but there's fantasy elements within it. So I've always loved that kind of fantasy. I guess there's a difference between high fantasy. Oh, oh, who's this guy? And why such a curious choice in headwear? Wink, wink.
I know, right? Your hands are filthy. You look filthy. Don't touch me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure with like a Hagrid, they put him. It's how they position him in the shot for a lot of this stuff, which it's a
Yeah.
great effect and it works really well, really well. Again, I love all this part right here. Again, I love when it's kind of right underneath everyone's noses, and there's something very kind of charming and enchanting about that, where it's like, because
That old CG.
yeah. See, and now we get to see all the magic because we get to experience it through Harry's eyes. He's kind of he represents us, the audience, in this world.
Or
It's
if
fun.
you.
Those
sorry.
narrow, I was gonna say those narrow streets remind me of Old Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look this way, but it's very narrow.
I guess his eyes are blue. I thought they were green.
Well, we've already established you're a terrible fan, so
I am a terrible fan. I know they're different than the mom's eyes, and they were supposed to be the same.
that owl looks like it's judging hardcore.
Sky puppy.
Hope you call them that.
Bats are adorable.
Oh, I agree. Again, it's just right away. Okay, you're setting up something right there.
I know.
Seems like any kind of world, whether it be science fiction or fantasy, there always has to be like the sport.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of doing that myself. Look how it's kind of slightly askew.
I know.
Actually, that kind of look right, that's very Tim Burton a little bit, where it's kind of
Yeah.
like. Kind of surprised they never tried to get. I wonder if they ever tried to get Tim Burton to direct any of these
I know, right?
prosthetics. I feel if this came out now, like brand new,
Yeah.
these guys would all be like digital. But now but back then they're still. Again, that's the great thing about this movie too. Because of when it was made, you still see a lot of really good practical effects, a lot of good makeup
Yeah.
effects. There's a Warwick Davis, who plays several characters throughout the franchise. He plays one of the professors, right? Later on,
I think so.
I think he's the music teacher. Yeah. But he plays this goblin right here, and he plays. I think he plays another goblin too. But yeah, no, Warwick Davis. For those of you who don't know, he plays Leprechaun in Leprechaun movies. He played one of the Wow. Ewoks. That was his first, one of his first role. Ewok, one of the Ewoks in
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi. He's played a lot of roles. I think he's had some voice work too. But that's a great. I love the makeup though.
Mm-hmm. It's so good.
God, Hagrid just looks monstrous
I
next to
know.
him. I think Hagrid's beard is almost as big as him. Again, I love when they have. Again, one of the greatest aspects of urban fantasy is that they have a lot of the same things we do, but with the fantasy aesthetic. Like, okay, they have banks, for instance. You go to watch Lord of the Rings or read the book. They're not going to the bank in Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings, but because this is urban fantasy, it takes place in our world. They have banks, but it's different, and now it's a literal vault full of gold kind of thing. You know what I mean? But again, I like how you basically I think urban fantasy too. It's a good gateway for people who necessarily aren't interested in this kind of stuff or aren't familiar with it, because if you throw them into like Lord of the Rings or something like that, it might be overwhelming for them because it's just so much fantasy
Yeah.
in every respect. But something like this, I feel they can kind of get their mind around it because it's familiar. There's enough of our world in it that they can kind of use as an anchoring point while still having enough fantasy. Like there's a ministry of magic, like there's governments. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
Here's my thing though. Would they look at him like he's weird because he's dressed like a muggle? Even though later on you see as
In their free time.
yeah, because in the
Yeah.
books that's not how it works, right? They don't dress like, I know when Harry maybe goes home, but otherwise in the books they're always kind of dressed in like you know wizard and witchy kind of outfits,
Well, I
right?
mean, sometimes when they're not there. I mean, I can't remember specifically.
But again, because I noticed like what was it by the third movie? Like they were just and like
Yeah.
and here we have I love the look on his face right there.
Um.
And again, it gets that impression that that for him it's gotta be strange because everyone knows who he is, yet he doesn't really know who he is.
Yeah.
I love here John Hurt, who for me, uh, I will always know him. I guess I should the late John Hurt, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I will always know him as Kane from Alien, the first guy we ever saw a xenomorph bust out of his chest, or as he liked to call it, his birth scene where he was giving birth. I'm gonna put that back. But I like how, like, depending on who you are, there are different wands for different people. Like, it's not just a one size fits all
Yeah.
kind of wand. It's and I think it's kind of cool. No. Again, it's interesting how like different wands can be calibrated to kind of people, like based on who they are.
Yeah. And what's in them.
Yeah, exactly. Right away, it's kind of like I love that look right there. A little apprehensive about it, but he's like, let's see what this is all about. Let's try this out. So right away, we the audience kind of know that, okay, we already know Harry's kind of a special boy, but a special boy gets a special wand. You used to have mutt chops like his once upon a time.
Oh, Jesus.
What? It's a good look. I look good, damn it. Actually, mine were bigger than his. Don't shake your head at me. I looked amazing. I made mutton chops sexy again. I brought that back.
Then why'd you cut them off?
I don't know. It was.
They weren't sexy.
Well, no. I mean, just want to try different things. That's it. Yep. I always found that interesting how they don't want to say his name because it's not like saying the name gives him power or does
No.
anything, but it's almost like what he did was so egregious and offensive that his very name has become taboo. Like
Yeah.
his name is like the worst curse word you can imagine. Like say the most offensive thing you could think of, and that's his name basically. And it's kind of a great setup for a character
Yeah.
because it's like they don't want to say his name, not because it does anything, but because his name is taboo because what he did was so bad.
How come you never got me an owl for my birthday?
Because it's a fucking owl.
I know. Owls are so cute.
Owl looks like he's not happy. Can I please leave?
I don't know. He looks like he's chilling.
Just chilling. He's all right. Naturally.
What are you eating, Harry?
Yeah. What is he eating?
I don't know.
Again, I love how it's even difficult for him to spit it out. Yeah, no, and again, one of the things I've always picked up on Harry Potter, and I'm sure this is not an accident whatsoever, but the whole thing with like what Voldemort was trying to do, like his rise to power, it's I mean for those of you who are familiar with history, um, it was essentially the rise of like the Third Reich. I mean Voldemort is basically Hitler, and kind of all these dark wizards that follow him. It's basically is the Nazi it's the Nazi party. And it's so funny when there's a lot of people that I meet who don't actually know that. And I'm not speaking to any of you out there. If you guys know that, then I'm not talking about you. But I've talked to a lot of people, and they would kind of criticize this movie and they would say, or these books, just the franchise as a whole, Harry Potter as a franchise, books, movies, the whole nine yard. And they say it's just silly kid stuff. Or I would have, again, I like Lord of the Rings a lot too, don't get me wrong. Books and movies, but a lot of people would say, "Oh, it's nothing like Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings it's on a high level." I'm like, okay, yes, Lord of the Rings is for a much more mature readers. Yes, I agree. But when people just kind of put down Harry Potter as like this, just this silly little kid story, I'm like, no, because well, first of all, it's chock full of murder. First of all, and B, it's like the whole story is about a guy who basically feels that one group of people are better than others because of something they have, and that those other people should be held down and put down because of it. I'm like, that is so dangerously scary in the sense that it is literally something that happened in living memory of still some people today. You know what I mean? So again, I've never respected this attitude of like, I love that platform 9 I've never respect that. I mean, if you don't like Harry Potter, that's your thing. That's fine. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, but don't say it's because it's a silly little ... because it's not.
Yeah.
I love how Hagrid just pulled a Batman.
I know.
Just don't like it because you don't like it. But don't try to reduce it to something that it's actually not. Because I'm sorry, Harry Potter has a very relevant message, and given the way our current social climate is today, and how what some people are trying to do with the world, in a weird way, makes this story even more relevant today. So, but that's my little spiel on that. It looks like he wants to smack him right
I
there.
know.
Oh. Okay, here's my thing. So
They're just yelling that.
But that was my first thing. So do they have some kind of spell thing where they don't hear? Because they're gonna do the thing right here, and does no one else see them?
I don't know.
Like, okay, so no one just saw that, right? Or is it kind
It
of
might
like
be when you're right next to it, it kind of puts like a dampener, so to speak.
yeah? Wasn't it kind of like Hogwarts? The reason why they, by the way, these two guys are metalheads, so I just want to say that right now. They both like Metallica and like Slayer, so good for them. Just have to give props. Metalheads to metalheads. But I was gonna say, like, isn't like this like Hogwarts, for instance? They don't really talk about this in the movies, but I know in the books they explain it where the reason why no one just goes to Hogwarts, the regular people, it's because when you get on the outside, it looks like it's a dilapidated building, and when you get close to it, there's like a spell that makes you think, "Oh, I got to go do something
Yeah.
else," and you just walk away from it. I'm wondering, is that what it's like here? There's like a spell where
Probably,
you're
yeah.
seeing it, but you're not really focusing on what you're seeing. So even though you see it, it's not really
Probably
registered.
just see him walk by. You don't really pay attention. That
Exactly. They're not invisible, but it's just one of the things where it's just like it makes you not really notice what's going on, kind of thing. I love that they did that. And welcome to like an enchanted train station. We got a first look at Rupert Grint back there, Ron Weasley.
Yeah.
I love right away how the lighting changed. It's all
I know.
warm and magical. I love it. I love it. It's so funny. I always forget the books. The first book came out, what, like 96, 97?
I think it was 97.
Because, again, I know in terms of the movies, I'm older than the characters. But I think in
Yeah,
terms
97.
I think in terms of the books, I'm the same age as Harry.
What do you mean?
Because he's supposed to be 11 in the first. I know he's 11 here in the
Oh, in 1987, he was 11, you mean?
1987. You mean
I
1997?
said 97.
You said
I
1987.
said 1997, he was 11.
Yeah, whatever. We get the tape. But yeah, so I think 97. I might have been 12, but the book Harry, I'm about his age. Oh man,
Not a sandwich.
buy my way into his heart.
I know. What, you some sort of rich boy? Like, but then you have to take all that with you. There's no way you're going to eat it all.
I'm curious to know, like, okay, how much is one gold coin like worth? Like, what's the currency? What's the exchange rate here? Like, what are we working with? Like, if I wanted to go to Hogwarts or like go to the Wizarding World, then I need to kind of exchange my money at the bank. Like, what am I? And Hogwarts is in Wales, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't.
I
You know what?
no. I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm sure in terms of where they shoot a lot of the locations. I think, like out there, like a lot of times when you see the kind of like in stuff in the UK, those big, beautiful, like open expanses and hills.
Yeah.
That's Wales, and basically before the world discovered New Zealand, before Peter Jackson told everyone, "Hey guys, we exist all the way down here." All the fantasy movies and stuff that was always shot in Wales. Everything was shot in Wales, and now everything is shot in New Zealand.
I know.
Oh, Scabbers, things to come with you.
Very creepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love for Harry. This is all so new for him.
I know.
Oh, here we go. The very young Emma Watson playing Hermione Granger. Look how it's fucking
I know.
set. Let's see that. Judgment, judgment, judgment.
All you did was zap him. Good.
Wow. Look at this bitch.
bitch.
It's like, this bitch right here. Can you believe this? Get used to that, Ron.
Little does he know.
I
the girl
know.
you'll be with. Oh my god.
His face. Wow. I forgot how kind of. I mean,
She is.
yeah, she really is. Like, I mean, we look back on it now with like fondness because it's these characters meeting.
It's fashion. It was there on purpose.
But yeah, no, she was a piece of work, wasn't she?
I know.
Oh man, she was cold blooded. Poor Ron. Oh my, yeah, he's earned her by the end of it. It's like,
I know.
I love their cloaks.
I know. Their robes.
Oh, excuse
not
me.
cloaks.
Sorry. My mistake. But I kind of like too this whole idea of like the school and all the private school. That's a lot of people were even saying too. That's a lot more of like British culture. This kind of thing of like having like the academy, the school you go to. And it's funny for Americans, that was always kind of an exotic thing. When I was a kid, I used to always like I would see shows or movies with that kind of thing, and it's less common in America. I mean, we have like private schools and things like that, but it's not as much of a cultural norm, I guess. Not that it's completely normal. Oh, I love that shot.
I know. Even though now I'm like, man, Hogwarts does not look good.
You
For the time it
gotta
does.
be nice to this movie
I
again.
know. Just wait till we get to the troll.
The troll. I mean,
it's not terrible, but I'm like,
at the time, man, this is like the best of the best.
I know.
But I love the aesthetic of it.
Oh yeah.
I love it's got that kind of gothic kind of. I love that. I don't know, I find all this again that kind of stuff like very fun. Like again, like the very kind of gothic look, but like real goth, not like Party City Halloween store goth.
Yeah.
Oh, who's that little slick back blonde kid we're seeing? Is she wearing crushed velvet?
It's possible. I think it's real velvet though.
And why would that be a problem?
Yeah, no, that's real velvet.
Oh, okay.
It's not, she's a good person.
Would that be a bad thing? She's wearing crushed velvet.
Yeah.
We don't like crushed velvet,
No.
do we?
No.
Yeah.
We are a no crushed velvet household.
Yeah, we have a cosplayer in our midst, folks. So apparently, if you're a cosplayer, that will mean something to you.
Something. Well, it depends.
It depends if you're a good cosplayer.
It's not the early 2000s anymore, so there's no reason to use crushed velvet anymore.
Wow. Okay. Hey. And then we open up that can of worms. Judgment. But I love how now they're breaking down into different houses, and I like that. Like it's the different groups. So we have Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw was the other one. The different houses.
It's Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw.
Okay, so I was right. That's like the bulk and skull of their Power Rangers.
I don't know.
Wow. Harry's quickly finding out that the wizarding world is not quite as a. And it's funny here. You notice here they're using his real hair color.
I know they dyed it.
Because here he's just blonde.
Yeah.
Whereas
you can see his roots.
I think by even the second movie they dye it, right?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think by the Chamber of Secrets they give him because again he's just a blonde. That's his real hair color. But yeah, the Malfoys.
They have like Targaryen hair.
Yeah, that like super platinum blonde, and I think it's supposed to kind of imply like purity.
Yeah.
Even though like, I love that, but like the Targaryens have it too, but it's like they're super pure. Well, isn't that because they're super inbred too? So I'm kind of wondering when you see like these super pure bloodlines of witches and wizards, is it a lot of it too? Because hey, they didn't really. When it came to dating, they didn't really stray too far beyond the family reunion. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just kind of saying. God, his beard is awesome.
I know. His is bushier than the when we get the other dude.
Yeah.
The guy that plays Dumbledore.
He almost looks like he'd be a dwarf there.
Yeah.
Oh, look who it is.
I know.
Filch.
His awesome cat, Maine Coon.
Yep. Oh, jeez.
I like how they're just like, that doesn't sound safe.
Yeah, no, we don't want to do that. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, so this Dumbledore is played by Richard Harris, the late Richard Harris.
It's kind of funny Hermione's first. In the books, they had a whole song. Remember?
Yep. Oh,
Sorry
yeah,
Hat
that's right.
song?
Yeah. It's been a while.
I know.
The words everyone wants to hear when they get to the Sorting Hat.
I know, right?
See, I like the name Draco, though.
I know.
Surprise, surprise. And here we have
Oh,
God, he looks so young
I
there.
know.
He always looks so.
I know. Not you too, Sorting Hat.
Yeah, I know. It's just so many people found Alan Rickman, by the way, who plays Snape. But for a lot of younger people, that was their introduction to Alan Rickman. And for me, he was always Hans
Yeah.
from Die Hard. You know,
Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber. I don't know. There's a small number of people from this film who have passed away. So,
I know.
from this franchise. And Alan Rickman was a big fan even of the books too. And he would talk about sometimes how people would kind of judge him, like, "Really, you like Harry Potter books?" He was like, "Hell yeah, I like Harry Potter books." So
Yeah.
He's trying to be quiet.
and it's funny. I like he's basically even saying too, like, and you kind of learn in the later stories, but it kind of seems like maybe the hat would have put him in Slytherin.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like Harry wills it himself. Harry decides who he's not allowing his status or his background to determine who he can be in life. And I kind of get the sense that that's kind of why the hat put him in Gryffindor. Because I think based on his traits and characteristics, like, yeah, Slytherin is probably your house. But that's if you just want to become who, those who came before you decided you were to be. Whereas you're choosing to be who you want to be. So if you're choosing to be Gryffindor, you're going to be in Gryffindor because you're choosing to be something different.
Yeah.
Damn.
I wish I had a table that did that.
More importantly, I wish I had a table that makes it all go away when I'm done.
Yes.
So already her hair looks less frizzy right there. Look at that.
Still very frizzy though.
Yeah. Now in the books, he's described as having like a goatee, right? I'm pretty
think
sure
so,
like
yeah.
Snape has like a
Oh yeah, I forgot
nearly
about
headless
the
Nick.
ghosts. It's funny because in the later movies, you just kind of stop seeing the ghosts, whereas in the books they were there still. They just like cut them from the movies.
Well, again, it's one of those things in the movies they kind of have to focus in on to what they need exactly for the story, whereas the books you have a lot more room. Nearly headless.
And I love how they showed it was pretty gross.
I know, and it's like a kid's movie. It's just like the sound it makes
I
too.
know. The hats. I think this is the only movie they wore the hats in too.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've watched this.
I know. Well, usually I think a lot of the later films kind of overshadowed these films, and I love that look too. I love all the paintings that move and come alive. A little bit of film nerd stuff here. I love the lighting, this kind of lighting they do in movies. They
So
don't do it as
warm.
much anymore in movies. Trying to think too. I think this movie. I can't tell if this movie was shot on tape versus digital. For those I don't know, a lot of you guys might know all movies now pretty much are shot on digital, but as opposed to actual film. Film is like the physical reel of film, whereas digital it's all shot digitally now, and film tends to have more of a kind of a warmer texture to it. Now they can do stuff digitally that makes it look that way more. But I'm pretty sure this film was shot on film, so that's kind of one of the reasons why it has kind of the look that it does.
Yeah.
Come on. That guy's a dick, isn't he? Wish we had a place like that.
I know.
It's a, s- it's a sweet room, though. Look at that.
I know.
My common room when I went to university didn't look like that.
Yeah. We didn't have a common room.
We did later on.
Yeah, I guess. If you want to call it that.
It was better than what we had, let me tell you.
Oh, Hedwig. So cute.
It was a very well trained owl. But you see, in spite of everything, he's happy because he really he's able to realize that there's going to be basically dicks everywhere you go in life.
Yeah.
But you have to kind of balance it out against everything else in life. And now he's got enough on the opposite end of the scale to kind of. I love this little bit where they're coming up here, where they think they're alone and they think they can kind of get away with stuff, show up late,
I mean, I guess that was a pretty good,
I love her.
Well, you are standing in our way.
It's funny. I was always thinking oh, I love this. Look at him. Look. But no, I was gonna say I love. I just God, I love how second that he just kind of leans on his last words. He has like this air of self-importance,
oh yeah.
and yet he's got one of the saddest backstories.
I know.
When you learn about him, who he was, and basically how he came to be where he is, and everything he's doing. I don't know. He's probably one of the most interesting characters in this entire franchise, books and movie.
I was just trying to take notes.
His hands, just this
I
weird kind of
know.
fidgety thing he does. Look at her, just like. It hurts her. That's what I love. It hurts her so bad. But I like kind of right there how he's kind of singling him out. I kind of feel it looks mean, but when you learn of his character in retrospect, you realize that I think he's trying to protect him because he's basically trying to. He doesn't want Harry becoming like falling in love with kind of his own legend, basically. So I think that's why he's trying to kind of right off the bat knock him down a few pegs, so he realizes that just because you're the Harry, just because you're the Harry Potter.
Well, also he hated his dad, so.
Well, yeah, but I think ultimately he doesn't want Harry to kind of get sucked into his own kind of hype. I love when he does a lot of subtle things with his eyes. Have you noticed that? I don't know. Jeez.
Thanks. Remember when Hogwarts actually kept track of the points?
Yeah, remember that? I love this first movie. They stick close to the book. I think a lot of different things like that, but later on they kind of just lax and take more licenses because I think they didn't know for sure if this movie was going to be a hit or not. If the franchise is going to take off, the books are popular, but doesn't mean always the adaptation to film are going to work out. So I think they were trying to really check all the boxes with this one to make sure. And then once it was a hit and everyone loved it, then they all right, we can kind of loosen up a little bit on a few things and kind of just make it easier on ourselves. I mean, not at the expense of the story. I think the other movies are great too, but you can tell with this one especially, they're trying very hard to make the Harry Potter movie.
Well, to be fair, it's the shortest book, so
the first two books are the shortest, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that helped out too. They didn't have to cut out as much. Of course you did, Hermione. Yeah, for me it'd be where I put my phone.
All right.
That thing would be read all the time. I'd be like, oh, that's right, I forgot where I put my phone, didn't I? And I love how they do their newspapers too. How they're these. Their newspapers are basically motion comics.
I know.
And now we have our little mystery. Here, there's a correlation with these movies and even the books that no one ever makes that I thought was strange. There's a lot of little elements here that remind me of the Goonies a little bit.
Yeah.
I love how I always like stories when it's kind of young kids who have to kind of figure something. I love her eyes. Now, is there a reason for her eyes being that way? Is this something explained? Because I've never.
I was just thinking. I don't remember her having contacts like that.
She kind of disappears from the movies, doesn't she? We don't really see her again.
I think so because she's the flying instructor. So why would they need to see her after they learn?
I love the crimps in Hermione's hair. Ooh. Harry's like me a little dick. Whoa. Excuse me? It's okay. Again, I always also love stories when people have abilities. I like when people show how they learn how to control their abilities.
Oh gosh, I forgot about the terrible Neville CG we're gonna get in a minute here.
Yeah. Again, this movie came out in 2001.
I know.
Have to you can't judge it by today's standards.
I know, but it's just so funny.
Oh yeah, when you look at Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Yeah.
Ooh. This feels very much like an anime right here. This kind of thing.
Little Witch Academia.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that's where they got a lot of this. Yeah, for those of you guys who love Harry Potter, go watch Little Witch Academia. Ooh. But you know they're careful how they use it too, because I remember in the past too they would have to sometimes use like digital copies of people,
No.
and sometimes when they would like linger on these shots too long, you could really tell that it's like basically a CGI cartoon version of the actor. But they were kind of smart with here. Notice the digital model of Neville was always in motion. So you never really had like a long like still shot or that really kind of gave it. I mean, you knew it was digital shot, but oh, here we go.
Look at him. He's like, I'm gonna just take off.
I love you have the rivalry. Well.
I'll have to show you after some of the first promotional images they came out with of Harry on his broom, but he's like standing there. They're so awkward. They're so uncomfortable to look at. I'm gonna find them right now and show you. Like, it's hilarious.
Was it the actors that just looked uncomfortable, or
It was just the posing, and he just looked awkward.
well, their first time doing it was all new for them.
There's one of them. It's really bad.
Wow.
It's really bad.
Yeah, that's
There's like a whole set like that, just so
we've come a long way, folks.
just so you know.
Like, uh-oh. I love what they do with this scene here, though, because right away you're thinking, oh, okay, he's in trouble, oh no. But it's actually leads into something that will become kind of a big part of his life, really. I love, like, you see, like, the dragon, the dragon skeleton. Just the sound effect
I don't
background.
know.
Oh, what? And I love how like each house has a team. That's kind of cool. I think I would like to be the beaters because their job, they're basically like the defensive linemen, right? Or like kind of like the bruisers, basically. Yeah, I'd be a beater.
That face.
I like how proud she is of everything. Look at those. She is always so super confident.
I know.
Yeah. It is kind of heartbreaking because, again, Harry is discovering a lot about himself, obviously, I think he's discovering a lot about kind of his parents and his family because, obviously, he knew nothing about where he came from. Ooh, motion sickness, that'd be me.
I know.
But again, to me, that's going to be the most difficult thing for him is that it's not just all this stuff that was denied him. It's the fact that, they essentially robbed him of his identity because, he was never meant to live as a quote-unquote, wow, we got to get one of those for the bathroom. He was never meant to,
Go to the bathroom.
I don't know, it could hold a towel or something right there, both hands,
I
like
see.
one.
I understand.
You see, that'd be good luck right there.
Did you start the fire kitty cat. So cute. I want to hug him. Or her.
Yeah, don't be sexist.
I just love that, like, they say this is off limits, yet the stairs can still, like, they still...
Take you there.
Yeah.
God. She is just a piece of work. Duh. The most perpetually disgruntled character in film history.
I know.
Filch. Oh. Oh, hey, puppy dogs. And this would be Harry's first magical, like, big creature.
Yeah.
See, I could ask the obvious question, how do they fit the dog in there? But I guess magic, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
They could have shrank him down to the size of a Pomeranian as soon as he was in there, just turn him
Unless he
bigger.
grew up in there.
Well, that's just cruel to think. No
And
wonder he
that would
wanted
be
to get out
Hagrid's
that door.
job.
Expel.
Good day! I say good day!
Oh, poor Ron. You have no idea what Now, how many magical schools are there worldwide? Like,
I can't remember. I know there's a handful.
because there's one for North America. There's one in Japan. They said.
Well, that's all new stuff they just introduced.
Is it so? At this time,
Yeah.
Well, I know she implied that there were
Well,
other
obviously
schools.
we know there's at least the other two.
Yeah.
Because of the fourth book.
I mean,
but-
she didn't have names for them, but I think she implied that, right? That there,
Yeah.
there were probably schools all over the world. She did flesh them out what they were, but like,
Yeah. What am I gonna do with
you
this?
know, like slam some kneecaps to that thing.
Oh, God.
I love how everything's enchanted.
I know. I bet he felt real dumb trying to record.
I was gonna say, obviously, he would have to have done this himself.
Yeah. It's just funny.
Looks like like an ornament on a Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I was always kind of impressed too, and now she had to create this whole sport and create kind of the rules and everything that goes with it.
Yeah.
Don't people like play Quidditch now? Isn't it like
Yeah.
obviously they don't play it, like this, but there's like a variation of it now, right? Like a real world
Yeah.
one. I was always curious, like how does
Run
that?
around with a broom between your legs awkwardly and stuff.
And here's Warwick Davis again, but he still plays a different teacher besides this too.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, he plays like a music teacher. I don't know if you see him in this movie though. There used to be so many memes of this.
I know.
Yeah,
Oh,
God, he was a real fun. Stop. You're being an idiot, and I hate you. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. She's so prim and proper. Well, look at that.
Oh, I guess you're showing me.
So she's like, yeah, I got this. Oh. Why does he always blow himself up? Wah, 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 wah.
Oh.
Well, to be fair, he's not wrong, okay?
They're gonna be laying in bed together one day, and she's gonna bring that up.
Yeah. Hey, remember that one time and you were like giving me shit after class and oh, I love this.
I know.
Yes. I am like the biggest fan of Halloween. It's the only holiday I actually give a shit about like at all. So for me, this is just awesome.
Why is there just money on the table everywhere?
Because Hogwarts is making it rain.
I guess so. This must have been the best, like, set to be an extra on. Like, basically, guys, we're going to put a bunch of food in front of you. You just need to eat whatever you want. However much you want.
And then the entire cast got diabetes.
Oh, God.
There's your
Here we
scene. Say it. Say it.
I thought you had to know.
That always makes you laugh.
I know.
Look at Draco's was like, Dumbledore starts rolling up his sleeves, and you see all the tattoos on his arm of confirmed kills. It's like,
Oh my
whoa,
God.
shit.
Yeah, remember you made her cry and she's in the bathroom crying this whole time while we were
Yeah.
having fun eating?
Yeah, you
Such
remember
an
that?
ass, Ron.
No, where would some of these scenes... Oh, here we go. Like some of these... This looks like a church right here they shot this in.
I know. It's the hallway, though.
Yeah, but again, obviously, I think some of these places they built like... again, I know they... I think they shot... Oh, there we go.
Oh. Here it is.
Again, that was the only problem with like CGI kind of in the late 90s, early 2000s. A
I
lot
like
of
how
times...
she thinks that door is going to protect her.
Again, a lot of time with CGI, what used to be the big problem on is lighting.
Yeah.
It's matching up the lighting. Yeah.
Honestly, it looks so weird. It's just designed weirdly.
Well, again, I think they're going more for like more fun
Yeah.
fantasy troll, not like because think of the trolls from like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to be scared of this troll, but there's also supposed to be something kind of cute about it too, because it's
It's
like
just
a big,
proportioned so awkwardly.
dopey and dumb
Oh
looking.
boy, CG Harry. Right up the nose.
But you see, they always keep him in motion too.
Yeah.
Oh. What?
I love that. That's like a gif. Him saying what?
What? So are like we're supposed to understand that the troll things that they live like in the surrounding area?
I think so.
But again, I'm kind of curious to know what is determined about what like Muggles, and now we have like an actual practical effect. What is determined by Muggles to what they're allowed to know about and what they're not allowed to know about? I know there's like magical thing, but is the troll itself magical? Like, does the troll actually have magical abilities? Like, why
No, I
could
don't think so.
like why?
Yeah. Let me just wipe that here.
Yeah. What we did your job for you. Look at Snape's face.
I am.
How dare you? It wasn't that hard.
I know.
Again, it's one of those things where I'm just wondering, like, again, I guess I am curious to know, like, how they determine what is a magical creature that the Muggle world is allowed to know about versus not know. Because again, again, I guess unless it's maybe like other kind of anthropomorphic creatures, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That are kind of too similar to humans. I don't know because I'm kind of like
I'm not sure.
the troll doesn't have any magical abilities. I don't know. I mean.
I guess we're friends now.
Is that a gold fork?
Fucking fancy ass motherfuckers.
I was gonna say I've heard having like a silver spoon in your mouth, but damn. Sassy bitch, Snape.
I gotta walk like that too, buddy.
Snape's walking that pimp walk.
Yep.
Even though I'm like, see how big each of those dogs' heads were, and that's the only mark
Oh,
he
I
had on
know.
his leg. He shouldn't have a leg anymore. That dog's head was like bigger than Snape.
Unless it scratched him and he didn't break his leg somehow by the sheer force of being scratched.
Look how big one of that dog's nails would be. You wouldn't
I
have a
know.
bite on your leg. You would have your entire like lower half of your body just gone.
I wonder what it could be. I wonder.
I like how Ron already knows what it is.
I know.
Ooh.
It's the number's 2000. Look at that fancy ass thing, and then they all got their sad old brooms.
I know. I love that beaters will have those little clubs.
I know.
And they just look they're ready to break kneecaps of that thing. Like this. That's who you call when someone at Hogwarts owes you money isn't paying up. Call the beaters. They'll get you that money back.
A week later. Yay.
It's funny how much different this field kind of looks in later films.
Oh, yeah.
There was another thing too. I noticed with like early CGI or like youngish CGI was everything is very brightly lit. Like they didn't, they kind of played everything very kind of safe in terms of like color and locale. Whereas when you see this place later on, there's a lot more atmosphere. A lot of times it's cloudy out.
Yeah.
It's meant to look more like a real place because it almost feels, it's nice, but everything is just so bright, and it almost
To be
looks more
fair,
sterile.
It's like, they're kind of showing off this, fancy,
Yeah, but
magical world.
but it doesn't really look
first time.
real. It looks very kind of like bright green, bright blue. It's almost like I mean, you are making it inside of a computer, but like it's like you just copy paste the color you want. The grass is to be green, so copy paste green.
Yeah.
The sky is to be blue, copy paste blue. Like it's. Whereas later on, I feel like it looks more like a real location. It's not. It's still digital, but it feels real.
Oh yeah, I forgot Draco wasn't the initial seeker.
No. Well, they even said it's incredibly rare for a first year to make the team.
Look awful. That's the thing. Essentially, it's almost like Sky Football, just with the extra. Again, like the beaters and the snitch.
Kind of. Well, you got to remember, depending on who's watching us, listening to us right now.
True.
Do you mean American
Yeah,
football,
American
or do you mean what
football.
football literally means everywhere else in the world?
American football.
Yeah, which in America we call football soccer because we have another sport called football here that doesn't really involve your feet at all. So, go figure.
I love how
That can't be legal.
Alright. I love how those things like yell when they go by. God, his mouth.
And I love because he's a slithery team, so he's got to look all kind of dirty and nasty. See, that's what happens when those pure bloodlines, man. Listen, you see her by the punch bowl at the family reunion. I know what you're thinking, man. She's hot. Yeah, she's also your cousin, so I'm just saying, back up.
Honestly, what's funny to me is so obviously they could fix it with magic, I'm sure, but I'm like, you guys like the snaggletooth look? Is that sexy for you?
I don't know. Hey, we don't know what's hot in the
Show me
Wizarding
those.
world. That could be a thing. Yeah. Best not to judge.
Hey, man. I had a little snaggletooth action before I got braces, so...
You had a little Slytherin action going on in
Yeah.
your mouth. Ooh. Harry not like. Harry just grabs the beater club and just starts beating him to death.
I thought that's what it was for. Dude, you see how much he just lifted off his broom and then slammed back down? Like, his nuts would be going nuts.
His nuts be going.
Yeah. He, like, jumped up and went back down.
See, I hate sports, but I kind of feel like if I became a wizard, I might get into Quidditch.
Yeah.
But I'd be that asshole just flying around the ring with the beater club, just twirling in my hands, just waiting,
know.
not participating in anything else in the sport, just slowly cruising around.
You mean like Harry's doing, except he's just in one
No,
spot?
crazy. Yeah, no, I'd be just circling like a shark, just waiting for somebody to just smack upside the head with that thing. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Could be worse.
Yeah, see, they're smart the way they do that. They always keep it in motion, so you don't like. Shakes at the broom. Get him, Hermione. That would feel so weird. It's just so weird to see how young Alan Rickman looks. I keep looking at his face. I'm thinking,
I do too.
because even I'm so
damn.
used to see even from the later movies too. Because the later movies get way more attention than the first couple.
You know how fast she would have had to run over
I
there?
know. He was like way on the other side. He's gonna set Professor Snape on fire.
I know. I love his look, by the way. His outfit right now. It's a good look.
It's just so funny once you've seen this movie already.
I was gonna say,
there
yeah.
are so many things you notice that before you did not.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, but that's the mark of a good film too. Is that
They're
you
subtle enough, but once you
Yeah.
know, it's like, oh.
again, that's why I like when films can do that. When there's like a surprise or a twist at the end, but you can now go back and watch it and see different things that you would have noticed before. So there's repeat viewing within it. You know, it's.
I believe I can fly.
This is like that anime Tweenie Witches or whatever it is, where
Yeah.
she would like ride her broom like that.
I know.
How deep did that thing go?
I know. At least he's not gonna poop it out.
Would that still count? 2 days later, Gryffindor was announced as the winner.
I know. Wait, 2 weeks?
Or 2 days.
Damn.
Hey, you never know. That thing might take a while. You might bring in a lot of fiber to push that thing out.
You did good, Harry. I caught Professor Snape on fire!
Good for Harry.
Yeah. Get as much happiness as you can now.
I know. Before things get dark, before those blue skies are covered up by gray clouds.
Yeah.
Those movies are coming. He was, and it's funny too because all of them, but Daniel Radcliffe even too. Like, I like how all these guys they didn't fall into the trappings of like child actors. They stayed really humble. Even Emma Watson, who's kind of become a superstar in her own right, and she does a lot of humanitarian. They've all become like really good people. That's the thing, you know what I mean? And Daniel Radcliffe, he's become a really like good like thespian actor. He does a lot of really interesting roles in movies, and I think he's found a way to kind of reinvent himself time and time again.
Yeah. Oh, Hagrid.
Oh, Hagrid. Goonie mode engaged. There we go. That's the Hagrid I like to see. I like Hagrid kind of fall, winter. Is it wrong that I feel the Hagrid just like leaned into the tree and that's how I took it?
I know.
Hagrid just punching trees down in the forest. Yeah, see, if I lived at Hogwarts, I would not want to go leave for a...
I know.
Especially if they basically have that whole place to yourself.
I know.
That's cool. See, like all these either sci-fi or like fantasy, they all have to have like a version of chess, kind of that's like cool. Like in Star Wars, how they have that one little game.
I know.
Yes, a fantasy story where dragons are not a thing of the past. Long ago, when there were dragons, like why do we have a fantasy story and the dragons are
You still don't
extinct?
really see him very much.
Yeah, but at least I know they're there. Unlike other popular fantasy books where it's like, oh, once upon a time there were dragons everywhere. Yeah, can we go then? Can I have your books take place then when there's dragons everywhere, please? Because I kind of like fantasy in my fantasy book. Whatever, I'm not gonna get into it. I'm just saying. This is a fantasy story, except magic is a thing of the past. Dragons are a thing of the past. Witches are a thing of the past. Like, okay. So in other words, it's just, like today.
What the fuck?
Again, I like it when genres just embrace their genre, and that's one of the things I love about Harry Potter. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It is what it is. Again, and I think urban fantasy lends itself to kind of a more playful attitude too. Because imagine your world doing the things you do, but with the aid of magic. It's just that the idea alone, it just sounds really fun.
I gotta say, one of the things that's so sad about Harry, like, I know he's got Ron's family, but, like, no one can give him, like, a parent's love. Like, you know what I mean? Like he missed out on that.
Well,
And
yeah,
it's not the same, and obviously that's what makes it so much worse when,
yeah.
know. Holy shit! You're the predator now.
I know. And don't they have something like this now in real life too?
It uses LEDs, but yeah.
It's similar.
If you're far away, it's harder to tell. But if you're close up, you can tell. He's like, now I can masturbate in public.
Wow.
You know Harry Potter used it for that.
Wow. And that's how dreams die, folks.
Or dreams
Childhood
are
dreams.
made.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I hope everyone
this
listening
nerd's
to this
just gonna-
commentary is of age.
Oh, well, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying, I'm just saying he could peep on people. That doesn't make it right.
Well, that's kind of what he's doing in this, to be fair.
That's what I'm saying.
Just his motives here are a bit more virtuous than what you're implying. It's
You know
like,
what?
hey, I've got an invisibility cloak. What should I do with it? Go masturbate. What?
Maybe he likes the danger of masturbating in public.
Wow. All right.
It's illegal, people. Don't ever do it.
Don't ever do it.
Don't be like Harry.
Be better than Harry.
I love how they have the books. Oh, the books chained
That's cool.
so they can't be stolen. That's how it used to be
Yeah.
in ye old days.
Yeah. But see, I love how, again, this whole thing where you have, like, normal things with a magical twist.
By the way, like he apparently forgot. I was gonna say he's got the cloak.
Yeah, you might want to keep that on, bud. Like, you can read the book under the cloak.
I know.
No, Filch is what, a squid? That's what they're called?
A squib.
Squib.
Not a squid. He does not have tentacles and a beak. He does not squirt ink that we know of.
That we know of. Little do we know that Filch has a horrible medical condition. But squib, that means someone who's born of magical parents without magical ability, correct?
I think so.
Because he's from the wizarding world, but he doesn't have any magical abilities himself. And I'm pretty sure that's why he kind of has like the pissy attitude that he does.
Yeah. Somebody that's born from a magic family would know magic.
Which, see, I like how they take that into account, because in theory, that is something that could theoretically happen.
Harry's just like,
I love this part right here.
well, because he would remember, what's his face, James,
Yeah.
having that, so.
This just looks at his hand. Loyalties lie. I like how he talks.
He looks so gross and excited. He's like,
I know.
This is what I live for.
It's like,
That's weird. I'm uncomfortable.
I made him sound like McGruff the crime dog.
Yeah.
Anyone remember McGruff the crime dog? Yeah, it's clever though. It has a clever little item. I like this bit coming up here. It's kind of sad, but I like it.
Honestly, it's even sadder for him. Normally, it wouldn't be sad, but
Yeah, but what it represents, because obviously the mirror shows you what's in your heart, like it's your heart desire, like what you want most, right?
mm-hmm.
And naturally, for the little musical cue comes back in.
Yeah.
So for him, it's seeing his parents. Yeah, that's gotta be so strange for him.
Yeah.
No, it's an illusion, right? It's not actually them. It's not like they're ghosts, right?
No, it's just an illusion.
Which is almost worse for him because it's like, and I love how they do the reflection, so it looks like he's there with them, like right there. He's kind of seeing
Yeah.
the portrait he always wanted. Basically, this is what he's always wanted, but it's not real, you know. And I think that's what's so difficult for him. That it's like it's what he's wanted his whole life is staring him right in the face. But he can't actually have it.
Don't rip off my covers under.
Yeah, I know. He's like,
Doesn't somebody else sleep in that room too? Like, would they be just waking them up too?
oh, that's right. He would have. He didn't know at first what the mirror actually does.
Yeah.
Well,
On that note,
it's either that or I mean, it could always be Batman. I guess it doesn't work out for you. You got a lot of money. Your parents did leave you a lot of money, so Harry Potter could have become the British Batman. I guess.
right?
It's kind of true. His parents were killed. They left him a lot of money. I'm just saying, dude. You use some magic spell to kind of sew yourself a flying mammal costume. You're ready to go. You don't even have to wear the costume. You
I was
could like,
gonna say he can just transform into.
yeah, you could. Was it like polymorph or was that D&D? I'm
That's
thinking.
D&D.
Okay, you could just transform yourself into a giant, scary man bat. You could just don't even be Batman, dude. Be man bat. Poor Harry. I love how he just kind of sits with it.
That's even worse.
Well, yeah, but-
Well, and Dumbledore even says.
Yeah. But again, for him, it's like the closest
Yeah.
he's ever had to being with his parents. And I say, would Dumbledore be able to see what Harry? I mean, I know Dumbledore is super powerful, but would he be able to see what other people see? Is he that powerful?
I'm not sure. By the way, I like how it's the mirror of Erised, which is desire backwards.
Oh wow, I never knew that.
Oh, really? I
No.
thought you did.
No.
Yeah.
It's so. Well, isn't that like Voldemort's name was
Well, that wasn't backwards. That was like if you
Oh.
take the letters.
But I like how a lot of stuff that they play around with the names and the position.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny that sometimes the best way to hide a name is just putting it backwards. It throws people off.
My name's Bob. Oh,
Oh.
doesn't work. Yeah.
I kind of wonder then, why keep it? Well, why keep an artifact if it's so dangerous? Unless it's almost maybe it's. Well, think about it. It would almost be a great way to gauge a person and
Yeah.
would this be of interest to them? Like if you wanted to kind of because it doesn't lie
Yeah.
really. I mean, if there was something about yourself that you wanted to keep hidden, if you stood in front of the mirror, you would see it. So maybe why, but otherwise, I'm like, yeah, why would you keep the mirror there? Yeah, no, I love the way Hogwarts looks in the
I know.
wintertime. When I think of Hogwarts, that's what I think of too.
Yeah.
Bright blue skies, I hate them. And it's kind
Hedwig's been gone for a while.
of,
Never change,
I know.
Hermione.
how stern she is.
I know.
It's just so funny. Like I'm trying to. When does she kind of get her temperament kind of get tapered ever so slightly? I think it's by
I
the
think
third
even
movie.
in the next one.
I think I've
It's not as
seen
bad.
Chamber of Secrets the least out of all the movies, ironically. Because Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite one.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh. His voice is adorable back then.
I know. It's so funny because again I'm so used to seeing more of these characters when they were older.
Yeah.
Because again, out of all the films, I'd probably say the first two are my least favorite. Not because they're bad, but they're a lot more simplistic.
Yeah.
So I don't watch them as much. So sometimes when I go back and I
Yeah.
watch, I'm like, oh my God, all these kids were just so
Right?
tiny and adorable.
And they just leave
Squeaky
Neville.
voices and that was a well-trained owl.
We're just gonna laugh at you
I know.
instead.
Damn.
She slapped that down.
I know, she's gonna break some knuckles with that thing. Damn. That's damn. Wow. Looks like a kill. So, okay, like I said, depending on which version you guys are watching, I'll say we live in America, so we're watching the bastardized Sorcerer's Stone. In the British cut, are they saying Philosopher's Stone? Like, I wonder if they did two different cuts. I can't remember.
I
know
don't
if
know. I've never seen the other one.
I think they must, because I know I've seen like the British opening sometime, and it says Philosopher's Stone instead of Sorcerer's Stone.
But I don't know if they would have re-recorded this.
I would hope so, because it would make no sense. The movie would be called The Philosopher's Stone, and then everyone's saying Sorcerer's Stone.
True.
So, depending on which version or where in the world you guys are watching this movie, You know, that because we're watching the extended cut, obviously, but that might be the only difference in those takes. They're the person saying philosopher instead of sorcerer. And even right there, I noticed when they said it, the door was already in front of their face,
Yeah.
so they could just ADR it. You know, depending on which version you're saying.
Oh, his puppy.
That is a Neapolitan Mastiff, and we literally just moved away from a place where one of our neighbors had one of
I
these
know.
guys.
Actually, it looks just like him too.
Yeah, yeah. His name was Odin.
Yeah.
And I love his big, droopy, saggy eyes. And when he would just look up at you,
Look
he
how
would...
tiny she looks.
Yeah, you do. A little Jurassic Park John Williams moment. Cue the
know.
music. We get our first look at a dragon.
Man, that CG.
It's just funny because there's like TV CG that's way better than this now. I know, again, this is super old.
2001. But it also kind of shows you... I mean, think about it. This movie's almost 20 years old.
I know.
That's crazy to think. 2001 is 2017
I'm
now,
old.
so it's basically this movie's 16 years old. I mean, think about it. People who were born when this movie came out are learning to drive now.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you feel old. Yep, give me a snitch. I also think it's interesting all the dragons, and it seems like in Harry Potter, the various species there, they're wyverns, which really don't know. A wyvern is a dragon whose forelimbs are their wings, as opposed to having wings independent of their limbs or their arms. You little snitch. Ooh. I was gonna say, shouldn't he also?
Yeah, I would have thought he would have gone to Snape.
But yeah, but shouldn't I was gonna say, shouldn't he also have points taken away from him?
Oh, I think he is.
No, they just had detention. I'm like, okay, but he was still out.
Well, she said 50 points for each of you.
I think.
And the 4 of you being the... I think she was insinuating, like, yeah, Malfoy, you're not getting out of it, too.
Oh. Go ahead, Mr. Screamfield, you evil bastard.
I know.
Oh boy, what a horrible detention.
I think it's just funny. I'm like, you're giving him detention.
We're going out to see Hagrid.
Yeah.
And your detention is go out and see Hagrid. It's like,
I guess they had to have a way to go into the forest. The very dangerous forest we're not supposed to go into.
Yeah, isn't that kind of like bad when even Hagrid's bringing a weapon? You filch his
I
face.
know.
He just looks like he wants to just rip their faces off. It'll be fun, guys. I love this. I love blue light fog. I know a lot of some directors don't like it because it's not realistic.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
gives a good tone.
I know, I agree.
Really good atmosphere.
Because it's not realistic, that's what kind of gives it that kind of otherworldly feel too. Because it's not something you're going to realistically go out and see. Like we were saying the same things when we were watching Stranger Things. We were saying how it's got that light. I'm like, it's like that scene in The Matrix when Neo touches the mirror when the Matrix is starting to come undone around him. But that's the thing. It's the tension of what if something actually did happen to them out
I
there?
know.
How does I mean? That's kind of a steep detention. Oh, you're caught walking out at night. We're gonna send you to a forest filled with things that can kill you. It's like, listen,
I like how those two go off together. I'm like, you really think it's a... puppy?
no first. Yeah, Draco, you little bitch ass.
Yeah.
It's funny when we pet the mastiff where we were living. You try to scratch under his chin, and you just come away with like just drool all over your arm because his
Which is
big
why I don't
jowls
do
just
that.
hing down. But he's so sweet. He looks up at you with that big droopy face.
I
One,
know.
you pet him, and just your hands come away just covered in viscous fluid. It's like, it's so gross, but it's worth it. Palpatine? Yes. Yes.
Even though, I have to say, how does that work? Is that actually Coral's face or Voldemort's face that was eating it? Because if it was
She'll sit right in the background. Come with me, young Potter.
I know.
Join me on the dark side.
But if that, I was gonna say, if that was Voldemort's face, obviously that's on the back of Coral's head, so his hands wouldn't have been able to go the way they did.
Well, it could be magic. In fact, I know it's magic because all this is magic.
I'm a centaur man.
It's interesting they did that as a practical effect.
I know. It's like one of those Halloween,
What?
one of those Halloween decorations.
Oh,
where they,
yeah,
swoop
yeah.
down. So, like, do you have junk?
What?
It's just so awkward. As a centaur man, does he have junk?
Well,
I don't see any. Is it weird? I'm like,
Is it weird that you're thinking about this? Yeah.
yeah, it is. I know that. But usually when people draw centaurs, they have some sort of like flap in front, so you don't think about it.
Well, I'd imagine it would be where the horses would be part.
I don't know, man. Anatomy, how does it work?
Magic. Again, that's always kind of weird.
How do you know?
Yeah. Well, again, if it's so dangerous out here, can you guys like hang out with us? You know what I
I
mean?
know.
Just you and all your buddies. That'd be great. No, okay. I really love their common room. I keep saying it, but like God, even though that fireplace is like so big, they can walk right into it.
What do you think it's there for? Motherfucking flu powder.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Well, I hope not, Ron.
Oh, Ron, you sweet, adorable bastard.
Fast forward to movie 6. I guess 7.
You better start practicing here. Usually, when a character says that in a story, it's kind of like, oh, so at some point that person's gonna die.
Oh, and it's so funny because I mean I know we've talked about it before, but like Harry, even though Harry is like the chosen one, you know what I mean? Like, it's so funny because he's not he's good. He's a good like wizard, and he's naturally good at stuff like Quidditch and flying and stuff. But he's not a good wizard. You know what I mean? Like he's not Hermione's
he
level.
picks up stuff faster because of who he is, but once he has it, he doesn't excel at it. You know?
Yeah, like
You know what I mean?
I love that. Even though he's the chosen one, he's not exceptional at everything.
Yeah,
does.
exactly. Again, it seems like the only thing he's good at is picking up stuff fast.
Yeah.
But there might be someone who it takes them longer to get it, but when they get it, they go further with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wonder.
Yeah. Action, run, go. Oh, really? The fuck you just say? Yeah, you better get used to them finding out about shit you
I
don't
know.
want them to find out about. It's gonna become their little Scooby Doo routine. Okay, go away.
Guess we have to handle it ourselves. I love how Ron's tie is just draped over him.
It's funny after like these movies start coming out. Hey, how you doing, Snape? The Gryffindor colors, you start seeing them everywhere. Like people were making those scarves on like Etsy and all that, and selling them everywhere.
I know. Well, there's plenty of official merch.
Well, yeah, now there is.
Up to something.
It's fine.
God, his pauses are so long.
I know. I just want to hear him do the Hans Gruberland. Bring me my detonators. There we go. See, again, in the snow and at night, that's when Hogwarts looks the best.
Yeah.
I want that to be my winter home.
Right?
Oh. Oh, that is adorable.
I know.
Oh, oh no.
That's
Ooh.
rough.
See, the girls I grew up with would be like, Neville, I'm really sorry about that. And they would just cold cock him, knock his ass right out. Those are the girls I grew up with.
Women are scary, Ron. Remember that.
Yeah. You ain't lying. Even though Neville kind of becomes a boss later on.
I know.
Well, his backstory is kind of really interesting.
The whole thing with him and Harry, it could have been either of them.
Yeah, it really could have.
Imagine these movies with Neville as the main. That would have been funny.
I don't think it would have been that much different because I think Neville would have been more like Harry is.
Even though, ironically, he knows about magic and stuff, so in that sense, it'd be a little easier. It's a very small room for such a big dog.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They must have like enchanted him somehow, made him smaller or something. I think they have like a physical prop there.
Yeah.
I love how they do when the breathing though that blows them.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just think of an animal that large.
Yeah.
Just its breathing would be super loud. Oh,
That's disgusting.
and I love they have to do that for real, obviously. Again, this is like Alien right here.
I know.
Oh, great. We landed
Or
in the
is
Queen's
it the
Nest.
upside down?
Oh, yeah.
Or rather, the roots.
You see 11 of the gang running by. All these effects are done very well because there's a lot of practical effect in here too.
Yeah.
Her face there. So what
You're a woman. We can't trust you. We can't believe you.
God damn it, Ron! Shut up. He's not realizing. I just love how Hogwarts, in and of itself, is just like a world unto itself. You know what I mean? Like there's all these different places you can, sneaky places. Like,
Whoa. Ow. Hmm.
yeah, some of these sets are really nice. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the thing. Why don't we kind of give this movie some crap for like some of the CGI, but I mean,
All the practical stuff's really good.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Let's not forget, like the practical. I mean, they built a lot of these big sets. I mean, they extended them a little bit with CGI here and there, but like right here, for instance. But a lot of the stuff around here is all like real, and it's just really nice. Even in the later movies too, they still did a lot of good practical set work. The Harry Potter movies have a lot of really good sets.
Yeah. I love this too because the 3 challenges before they actually get in. You know, the first one is Hermione's, the second one is his, and the third one is Ron's. So it's kind of neat that they
It's a little bit like a video game too.
Yeah. It's the fort. I was gonna say the fat short one, but I almost said the fort one.
The Ford one.
Yeah, I am pretty great, huh?
I know.
No.
Thanks, Ron. It's just what I needed to hear.
Attack of the Deadly Keys. He's trying.
Again, I would be curious to see if they do another. I mean, I'm sure we haven't seen the last adaptation of these books, if not another movie. Even though I could see Harry Potter being a really good Netflix series.
Yeah.
But you could almost turn it into a series of games too.
Well, they had those terrible games.
Well, yeah, but I mean like RPGs kind of based on the books themselves. Like you take the
Yeah.
book and you turn it into a game.
It's so funny because I got the second book, the second game, and I remember it being a lot of fun. And then years later, I went back to try to play it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so bad."
Well, usually those games, movie
Yeah.
tie-in kind of things.
Well, it's when they were like, "Oh, we can make movie tie-in games. Let's try to do that, and make money." And then they stopped making money.
Yeah, I know. Now they don't even do those anymore.
I know. I think the last one I remember seeing was like some like weird handheld Avatar game.
Yeah.
Though strangely enough, I was on PSN yesterday, and apparently they made a weird 16-bit platformer game based on the new Mummy.
Huh.
Yeah, I'll
Weird.
have to show it to you.
Or not.
Well, the art for it was really pretty. It was of her, but anyways.
This is cool. Again,
With
this is a
those
set right here they
chests.
built. Shit would love to go to movie sets and be on these kind of places like
know.
this.
Not today.
Like Hermione's face there.
I know.
Oh yeah, sure. I love how they're just playing like giant chess here.
I know.
Get it, Ron.
He's like, this is what I live for. Gosh, look how those guys are sitting. That must be so uncomfortable.
That'd be so fun to be able to do this if you could somehow make
I
a
know.
giant like chess thing like this work. Ooh. Yep.
Motherfucker.
Oh, Braun is just
I know.
loving this. It's kind of cool they turned this into a bit of a montage.
I know. Of just
To get through it.
destruction.
Well, see, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if you did Harry Potter as like a series, things like this, you could do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Damn, I want to play Witcher's chess.
Sound like I said Witcher's chest.
What did it sound like I said?
Witcher's?
Witcher's? Well,
Instead of wizards?
Witcher's chest would be cool too.
I know. Just play Gwent instead.
Yeah, safer that way.
I've already spent an hour playing this game.
I know, right? Aww. Even though does he just jump off?
Yeah, he just like falls off.
I'm like, if you could just jump off. Like right now, do you even need to stay on it? Like, can't you just get off it now?
You know what? Ron's a hero, okay?
Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I'm sure Harry heard about this for the rest of his life. Remember that time in first year when I sacrificed myself for us?
You mean when you like fell off the horse? Yeah, I remember that. Remember when I died, Ron?
I know.
Do you remember that? Hey, Ron. In Guardian Leviosa. You remember that? Ron runs out of the room crying.
It actually impales him and said, "Oh, shit."
Okay, so you just get off.
I know. At least they stabbed. Oh, something did hit him in the face, though.
Okay, he just fell off. Like, people... He fell like 4 feet off the ground. Like, he's fine.
I
Guys,
know.
he's fine. I'm over 6 feet tall, people. When I fall down, I've got further to go than he did. Let's put it this way. When I fall, I've got time to think about stuff.
Here, have my sword, bro.
It gives him a thumbs up. Take care. He's fine. He's fine.
I know.
Is
How
that-
are we supposed to get out? Remember we fell through the devil's snake?
Yeah, I know, right?
I guess we'll just have to win God and love your sorrow.
Don't screw this up, Harry.
This is gonna be the beginning of a new tradition for you.
Yeah. Just want to look up at the camera and check that Harry Potter's one crazy son of a bitch. Smaug's just waiting room down there.
I got a headache.
No, look, it's the mirror.
Well, here's my thing. Does that mean he could have found it at any time? Because he kept going to the mirror? Because remember?
Yeah, I guess, but I have to know what he's looking for.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing, though, because when I saw this movie, I had not read the book at the time. I actually thought they did a great job of hiding his character.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I know, when I look back at all the scenes with him, it's so like, oh, yep, there's
Yeah.
that. But it's one of those things where it only works if you know, and you don't know until you've seen the movie. So I actually think they did a really good job of hiding him. I love it. Like he's like, nah, I got to tell you about my master plan and how Snape is actually the good guy. Oh, well, sure. When you say it like that.
You asked so nicely.
No, the actor who plays Voldemort in the starting in Order of the Phoenix, Ray Fiennes, he wasn't here yet, so the voice we're hearing isn't his, correct?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it doesn't sound like him, but again, we didn't see Voldemort proper till, or not Order of the Phoenix, Goblet of Fire.
Don't you wink at me. Oh, I've got a bulge in my pants.
Stop yelling at me.
I have strength enough to talk with my face.
Yeah, I
Those
mean,
nails.
I know, and I saw that. Yeah, I always thought this was cool how they did this, having him talk through the mirror.
It looks so stupid.
But here's the thing: he's got a nose here,
I know.
and when we see him in Goblet of Fire, he does not have a nose. So before he died and kind of was does he look the way he does because he was resurrected? And did he look like, normal when he was before? Like if Ray Fiennes is Voldemort, when he was out there killing Harry's parents, did he look like Ray Fiennes?
I don't know.
And does he now have the weird face?
I mean, as I said, because of the Horcruxes, is that how you say it? Every time he would create one, he'd lose part of his soul, and
So he might have already looked that way then.
Yeah, I think it was kind of disfiguring him almost.
Yeah.
Making him a monster.
Honestly, the ears what makes it so weird.
Yeah, because you can tell it's not like the same inflection on the voices and.
Yeah.
I'm a good boy. I do good boy things.
Only Zool. So I love right now he's basically giving the Emperor a speech.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of true. It's kind of the hero's journey, I mean, even Star Wars got it through different stories throughout history. So it's kind of a timeless story, basically. Fly! I used to think Harry was always kind of like the new Luke Skywalker, I felt. And right away we're seeing why he didn't want to shake hands with him.
Shouldn't he have been burning when he touched his neck?
Well, because... Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I'm wondering if I think he can touch him, but Harry can't touch him. You know what I mean? Is it the act?
I know.
Although Harry's effectively just murdering him.
I know.
That is creepy right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might want to get a little cortisone, buddy.
Gonna need more than that.
So, I love Harry Potter. How did he defeat the enemy in the first movie, in first book?
Motherfucking murdered
Murder.
him.
Murder. Harry Potter cast murder hands. Now, are Philosopher Stone traditionally made by, killing a lot of people?
I think so.
Oh my god.
I get what they're going for. I've never liked that slow-mo shot.
No, it's bad.
Slow motion is one of those things where I don't know. I've always been like leery about it. I think it has to be used. And
Yeah, just right.
yeah, I don't know. I've never been a big fan of slow motion. Not for 90% of what I always see it used for, but that's fine. Oh yeah, you're gonna wake up a lot here, Harry. Look at the gang is gonna spend a lot of time here. I think Hermione is the only one who doesn't like spend time in these beds.
No, she does.
Does she?
Next one, when she's petrified,
Oh yeah.
because she has the mirror.
Yep, that's
You
right.
know.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah, so they all spent their time in here. I wish Dumbledore would braid his beard.
I know.
That son of a bitch. Calm the fuck down. Yeah, it's funny how much more like kind of this version of Dumbledore is, and then later on, Dumbledore is a bit more sassy and spry. But I like how the two actors. I like he didn't try to do an impression of him. You know what I mean? Even though it's different, I think ultimately it's better to do it that way.
Yeah.
See, I always thought this part was really interesting. That's why I was like, because I was wondering the same thing when I saw. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about that.
Listen, kid, we've already got like 6 other books lined up. So.
I know, so I'm gonna go ahead and just give you a hard no on that one. Yeah, kind of like how they explain that. I mean, kind of as magical people, it's almost like yeah, like again, like a act of self sacrifice for somebody. Like it leaves something of yourself on them, like
Yeah.
kind of like permanent protection, which is kind of a nice concept. Oh.
Yeah.
I love Dumbledore because you can tell when he was younger, he was kind of like a cool kid, and
Yeah.
he's so old, has these powers, but he's not like. Again, did they say how old Dumbledore is?
I don't remember.
He's a few hundred years old, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I've got a hairband.
Slytherin.
I'd be Slytherin.
I hate to say it. I want to be. I want to be
Slytherin
Gryffindor.
doesn't make you evil. I mean, I
Oh,
know
I
everyone
know.
evil came from there, but
But I think my personality, I would be Slytherin.
according to Pottermore, I am a Slytherin.
I think I did that too, and I was Slytherin. It's just, but here's the thing. I think most people are. I think Slytherin is probably the most honest one because
Yeah.
it kind of shows you, like, realistically, we're all kind of have darkest side of us. It's just, I think we all want to think of ourselves as, Gryffindor with like these, grandiose, kind of, we're big and honorable and proud, but it's like realistically, that's what we want to be. It's an ideal, but realistically, we're not really like that.
Yeah.
Woo woo. And even Harry, it looks like Harry was supposed to go into Slytherin.
Yeah.
again, I think the reason why a lot of people in Slytherin are kind of these nasty assholes is because a lot of them come from like these pure families who kind of hold this aristocratic ideal of superiority. So it's not that it's makes you bad; it just tends to attract the wrong kind of people. Even though this kind of looks like, well, so basically you're just giving them just the right amount of points to put them ahead.
Yeah. Also, they broke the rules.
Yeah.
But they did kind of save the day, so. Just enough.
I know. Well, give him the points for the death hands he used.
I know.
That was like a fatality move right there. Aw. I forgot about this part. What? What? Me? I just love how they don't turn Neville into a throwaway character. He becomes
know.
he becomes even bigger deal later on.
Oh, yeah.
Now, do they get anything for this, or is it just bragging rights?
Bragging rights. And the house cup.
Do they get like like a
Mostly-
gift card to like Bed Bath & Beyond or something? Like,
No, no. He blows up.
He blows up, boom. Meanwhile, Harry's giving high fives with the death hand, turning over the stone, breaking apart.
Don't you make me mad, I'll touch you.
No, I think this movie. I don't think it was a pleasant surprise. I don't think people were too surprised it did well, that it was good. But I think it was nice for people to have something that they love so much be adapted and have it not be butchered. Because we've all been there. I mean, I grew up in a time where books that were turned into movies, you basically had to look at them as two different things. I mean, you still do this with the movies, obviously, but these are probably some of the best book to film adaptations we've ever gotten. And I tell people it's like, again, some of my favorite books have been turned into movies, and while I enjoy the movies, they're very different things from the book. So
That
I
baby.
know. I don't know.
Dude, look at his upper lip. You can see a little bit of mustache coming in. Did you see that?
Dear shit.
Look at that.
Look at that. Damn.
He's 11.
Next movie, he's got the big trucker handlebar
God.
mustache.
I've never noticed that before.
He's just like, yo.
You became a man with your death hand.
The more people you kill, the more your facial hair comes in. I would have started murdering a long time ago. Yeah, you know that. Oh.
I love
But don't use the death hand.
that. I know, right?
Can't do that. No, again, I'm in retrospect. I'm happy. I mean, I like Harry Potter too, but I know there are people who are like Harry Potter is their thing, and I'm happy for them because again, they have these great books and these great movies, And like I said, it's not the books aren't going to go away, and this is not going to be the last time we see Harry Potter be adapted. Like there'll be more movies or a show, something else in the future. Mark my words.
Yeah.
But no, this is definitely a feel-good movie. Oh, we got some clouds rolling in. Good. That's the Hogwarts I like to see.
You see some sunshine coming through.
I don't mind a few rays of sunlight. But man, there you have it. Harry Potter and the I'm gonna say Philosopher's Stone slash Sorcerer's Stone because technically that is the proper title of the book and movie. But yeah, but anyway, guys, we talked enough, so we'll let if you guys want to stay and enjoy the credits by all means. But we'll be coming back with Harry Potter and the
Chamber of Secrets.
Chamber of Secrets. So join us for that one, won't you? Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.